Hey, what's up guys, Eskazoo here, and welcome to episode 14 of Skill into Glory, and we're going to be starting off by moving on to the Skillers Up, because in the previous episode we managed to complete the final challenges with the Sifty Skill Squad, which means we move to the next 5-star skiller, which is going to be Gary Mackay-Steven, who also plays for Celtic. We move to the challenges. The first one is score 7 goals with Mackay-Steven, the second one is score 7 skill goals, the third one is score from a Blanco Hop, which is basically a skill run which includes that skill move, the fourth one is beat the goalkeeper before scoring, the fifth one is score from a Bolasi flick, and the sixth and final one is win 5 games. So those are pretty much all the challenges, and now we move on to the team. And one thing you do notice in this squad is that we actually have another 5-star skiller which is new in this squad. That is Aldo Sari. You can see him on the right hand side. We actually managed to pack him in the previous episode, which is awesome, and that means we can actually use him. But this is the team we're going to be playing with. It's in the 4-5-1 formation, and in goal we have the MLS goalkeeper Kawaresi, I think it's pronounced. Then we have Beslo Opara. We've got a Saudi right back, Sissoko left back. Then we have Kara from Trabzonspor as a center mid. Left mid we have Sinclair with 4-star skill moves. Then as the cam we have Demir, who actually is a striker, so he has pretty good shooting. Hopefully we can score some goals with him. Also has 4-star skill moves. As the other cam we have Sifchi. On the right hand side we of course have Aldo Sari himself. Probably one of my favorite silver 5-star skillers this year. And then as a striker I decided to put Mackay-Steven in that position instead of Sifchi, because usually I play Sifchi as a striker, but since the squad is mainly based around Mackay-Steven, I decided to play him there. And you can see I've actually scored 0 goals with him so far, so it's going to be a challenge to actually score 7 goals with him, but hopefully we can do it. And of course if you're interested in the squad and stuff and the price, then the link will be in the description down below, alongside another squad which I actually made, which I was debating of to actually use it, but I decided to go with this full silver team instead. You can see the kits that we're going to be using as well, once again from the Mexican League, from Veracruz I think. And I also decided to switch the stadium. I decided to switch to the Camp Nou, just to kind of switch it up, I guess, to kind of fresh it up, because I just don't want to play in the exact same stadium for the entire series. But anyway, we go to the first game, and we come against a full silver side as well, sort of a hybrid I think, with some players from the Bundesliga, from the Turkish league, and also from the Liga Portuguesa. And we get things started off with Sinclair on the left hand side. Some great skill moves to beat a couple of his defenders. Then we bump into one defender, we keep on going, and we go with a nice finesse shot into the far corner to make it 1-0 and give us a very early lead in the game. And then pretty much straight from kickoff it was my opponent, of course, trying to go on the attack with his striker, but luckily enough we set a lot of pressure with our players, and we managed to get the ball back straight away. We picked it up with Mackay-Steven, and I decided to go on a run with him, and I think it was the first time I actually had the ball with him in this team, basically in this game. So I tried to make the best out of it. As you can see, we managed to go through, then we cut inside there in the edge of the box with the spin, we go for a shot, and all of a sudden we are 2-0 up. We got the first goal with Mackay-Steven, and we also picked up the second skill goal, so it was pretty much just a perfect start to this game, especially since we scored 2 really nice goals, and we were 2-0 up, of course. Again, straight from kickoff, my opponent actually got himself a big chance, but not really the greatest shot. I'm not really too sure if my goalkeeper saved it, but yeah, my opponent could have gotten himself back into the game. Then we continue on, 22nd minute, it is Sifchi on the right hand side there with some great skill moves as well. We cut him with the roulette, we go with a ball roll flick to a shot there, a good save from his goalkeeper, could have been 3-0, and if it would have gone in, it probably would have been game over, since it was still really early on into the game. Then we picked the ball up there with Mackay-Steven again, trying to complete one of the challenges, which is the Blanco Hop. Unfortunately, couldn't really get a proper shot in. Then we're still in the first half, 40th minute. It is again Mackay-Steven going through a nice fake shot to cut inside. Goes with the Bolasi flick, we beat the defender, but then I actually held LT for some reason, which meant my player actually attempted a fancy shot, which was just so stupid, because you can see from the replay he completely messed that one up. I was so good at that I actually held that button, because if I didn't held LT, I think it would have gone in if we went with like a normal sort of volley / power shot or something. Really good about that one. But anyway, we continue on still in the first half. My opponent got himself another big chance with Ben Atira, a good save this time to keep us into the game. Then we move on into the second half. On the right hand side it is Aldo Sari with some nice skill moves there. We beat the defender there with the spin. Then we pretty much continue on with the fake Carbona to a Waka Waka. We cut in with the McGeady spin. Then we go with a Bolasi flick to a first time volley, trying to go for a finish at the near post, but a good save there from his goalkeeper. Could have been a really nice skill goal if we managed to put that one in. Then we continue on in the 80th minute to get Aldo Sari on the right hand side with some awesome combos there. Really nice inner reverse elastico. Unfortunately I couldn't really get a proper shot in, and that is basically how the game ended. So we picked up our first win, a more than deserved one. We created a bunch of chances, and in general we scored some pretty cool goals, so I was really happy with the result. Then we move in what will be the second game of the episode, where we come up against a Serie A side in the 4-3-3 formation, and in general it was a really strong team. Just an amazing defense with Chiellini and Manu Manolas, and also a really strong attack with also Quadrado in his side. And this player was actually a really, really good player as well. His play style was just so difficult to break down. He did a lot of LT-RT dribbling. You can see it from the first goal as well with the Silva striker, I think. A really, really nice way to beat that defender, which came in with a slide tackle for me. And he makes it 1-0. Then in the 16th minute, we got our first big chance with Sivci. We cut in there with the Bolasie flick. We go with the first time volley and we smash it into the back of the net, which means we pick up the third skill goal. And we also complete the first challenge in the second game already. So I was really, really happy with that goal. Then we continue on 26th minute. It is on the left-hand side, Demir with some nice skill moves. I was trying to go for a far post finesse shot. It was a pretty weak shot, so an easy save for his goalkeeper. Then a couple minutes later, it's him on the ball again with Mertens, and again you can see from his way beating my defenders, LT-RT dribbling. It looked so easy, but in game it is just so difficult to just stop those guys. It's really frustrating at the same time, but it looks really, really cool, so fair play to him. Then we move into the second half. A brilliant pass from Quadrado to his striker, and he makes it 3-1. And I was pretty confused with this goal, because I thought that Opara, my defender, could have easily blocked that one, but for some reason he just stood there and he let his striker just shoot it into the top corner, and yeah, he pretty much makes it game over. And I was kind of frustrated in the second half because I couldn't really create much, and therefore I actually picked up a red card, which was just really, really stupid, but that is what sometimes happens. Then we move on 70th minute. Aldo Sarri, pretty much the biggest chance I guess we had in the second half, which didn't really let into anything special, and that is how the game ended. So yeah, we lost 3-1, more than deserved loss, but still I was really, really happy with the goal we actually scored with Sivci, because we completed the challenge. Then we move into the final game, and we come up against a ridiculous team. Again, Serie A defense, and then he had Ronaldo, I think second in form, Benzema, Pogba, Marquisio. Just as I said, just a ridiculous team. And this guy was clearly bronze benching. And when I actually played against this guy, which was yesterday, I actually tweeted about it, saying that I find it pathetic that people actually do this just so they can play against lower rated squads, just like I have. Basically a full silver team. I mean, when you have players like Ronaldo, I know it was a loan version, but still he had a really, really amazing team. When you have players like that in your team, I mean, what is the point playing against really weak squads? That just proves you're actually like just a sad person in my opinion. Like, if you do the innovations, fair play, because I know a lot of people don't really like to have like a really high overall rated squad. But when you go into online single matches just purely because you want to play against really bad teams, then you're just a sad person. It's just purely pathetic in my opinion. You can think what you want of it, but I find it really pathetic, and I just hate that people actually do this, because this actually ruins matchmaking. This is the reason why matchmaking in FIFA, really, in Ultimate Team, is just really, really bad. And usually I try to kind of avoid these kind of people, because sometimes you can actually see of their kind of squad rating that they're actually bronze benching, especially when they have like a 70 sort of something attack and then like a low 60s midfield and defense. I tend to back out of those games, but this time I actually was not really paying attention, because it took me a while to actually find a game. So yeah, I was kind of gutted about that, but still, I just find it so annoying why people do it, but that's just my kind of opinion on it. But anyway, you can see in this game, in the 87th minute, we concede a really, really stupid late equalizer with Pogba. A free kick that I think my goalkeeper should have saved, but for some reason he just put it into his own net, which was just so stupid to look at. I think he could have saved it easily. But anyway, we had to go into extra time. I decided to make some changes, I think, earlier in the game with Acosta. We got a big chance with him, which I think could have been a goal. A good save from his goalkeeper. Then we move on 120th minute into extra time. We have Sinclair on the ball. A nice driven pass to Mackay-Steven. We go for a fake shot to a shot across goal. And we do get the late winner in the 120th minute. I seriously couldn't believe it. And I was just so happy to actually score that goal. Especially that late in the game. Because I was just so annoyed to actually play against this guy. But anyway, we move on to the skill is up. Where you can actually see we have scored 2 goals with Mackay-Steven so far in 3 games. We have of course 12 matches left. So hopefully we can do a lot better in those games, but I guess it's a decent start. We've completed 1 challenge so far, which is awesome, which is the Bolasie flick one, and hopefully we can continue on as well, completing a lot of them. But anyway guys, that's going to be the end. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then make sure to leave a like, would be very much appreciated. So I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.